Hey, good morning, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Welcome to BKP Politics on FTV.com. Now, we immediately, at the opening of the show here, we have a guest with us. We do have former Congressman Doug Collins. Before I bring him in, Emily, let's play this little 30-second video, okay? So, Emily, go to the tape. Let's play this 30-second video.
To be joined tonight by some real friends of all of ours, Representatives Doug Collins, who's fantastic. And by the way, I got to tell you, as you know, he and Kelly had a great primary, a very strong primary. They both did fantastically well, and he is on board, and he is one of the greatest advocates I've ever met in Washington. I want to thank Doug Collins. Where's Doug? Thank you, Doug. What a job he does. Thank you. Doug, you want to run for governor in 2 years, buddy?
Okay, my guest now, former Congressman Doug Collins. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm great, Brian. How are you?
Well, okay, so I didn't want to ask the question. I let the president ask the question. I played the tape. The number one thing that comes back to me is, so, hey, the president has asked you, sir, do you want to run for governor in 2022? So I'm going to add on to that, and we're going to start there. Will we see Doug Collins' name, the voters of Georgia, on the ballot for 2022 somewhere?
Well, that's a great question, Brian. Thanks for starting off with the easy ones. I appreciate that. Look, we're evaluating that right now on what is best, and I think really what we're looking at right now is I appreciate the president. I appreciate the former president's endorsement, and he's been to me and what we've worked through, and we've got a big challenge here in Georgia. And so for me, and I look across the country as well, I'm concerned about conservatism. And if that means that it's best for me to be on the ballot, then I'll be on the ballot. If it's something else that I'm going to be doing and maybe saving that for later, then I'll look at that as well. But Brian, we've got a challenge ahead of us right now that's got to be addressed, and I'll be working to find the best place to make that solved. I didn't work my time in public life to let the Democratic Socialist and the liberal laziness take over, and I'm not going to do that. So I'm looking at it. I'm looking at a couple of options, but also keeping it open. Frankly, DC the last few years have been exceedingly difficult.
The very first the very first time when you came home, very first time when you were elected congressman, you came home. You came over to Gilmer County and you talked to a group, the Republican Party there, and I remember you saying the best I think smell was Delta jet fuel headed south. So
yeah, southbound, a fully fueled jet, Delta southbound jet. That's it.
Yes, that's my memory. Okay, so I had to ask the question, but you do know, Congressman, and you didn't really give us an answer. We can understand that you're looking at things, but you know that the president is going to be highly active. We know that. We've been waiting, President Donald Trump, what he's going to do. He has let us know that he's going to be active, and Georgia is on his mind. So I know you get asked. We heard this week, Monday, that former Senator David Perdue has filed his paperwork to run for Senate again, although he is not firm on the decision until March. President said, hey, Doug, would you like to be governor? So are those the two you're looking at? And when can you tell people that you and the family, and I do know it's a family decision, when can people expect to hear from you on the decision about being on the ballot for 2022?
Well, I tell you, it's a two-part question. I'll take your first part is yes. Yes to your first part. The two that if I was looking at anything, of course, it'd be logical to be, to run for Senate again. And I've been asked a lot about governor. So those, definitely the two options. Brian, to be honest with you, I think, in the next few weeks, I think, and when I say few weeks, I'm not talking 2, I'm not talking 8. I'm just saying in the next little bit. The one thing people have to understand right now, and I want to make everybody clear. I mean, I appreciate David Perdue. I've known David for a long time. If he wants to put paperwork out there saying he may run, that's fine. David had a campaign last year, and he's got an answer for that campaign in which he lost to basically a 34-year-old trust fund socialist. We got to figure out why that happened. The other issue here is everybody wants to rush to fill sort of a dance card, if you will. I'm telling everybody right now, we've got to not look at just who will run, myself or anybody else. We've got to figure out why we had a poor turnout in the runoff election on January 5th among Republican voters, why we lost ground in certain suburban areas of our state, why we have went backwards in the last 4 years in this state. So it's a two-part question, and you've known me long enough, Ryan. I don't take things lightly. I always analyze stuff, and that analysis right now has got to include not just is Doug Collins right to run for X office. The question is for all of our candidates, from the state house, from the local office to our state officials, are we as a party ready to continue the conservative movement? Or are we abandoning that to the liberals who are actually doing the nuts and bolts and winning votes?
Yesterday, the president, and I want to go back to Georgia before we close this morning, but yesterday the president released a statement concerning Mitch McConnell. You were in Congress, the first impeachment, and that's at that time is when most Americans got to meet you and got to know you very well as defending the president through the first impeachment trial. But this second one here, Mitch McConnell had some very ugly words to say about the president after the vote, even going on the floor with a 20-minute speech and then writing the op-ed for the Washington Post. Yesterday, President Trump responded. So it's pretty clear, and I want your opinion, because if you do run for Senate and you decide to do that, run against Raphael Warnock for 2022, it's pretty clear the President of the United States is telling candidates to pick a lane, Mitch McConnell's lane or Make America Great Again lane. One, if you run, which lane would you run in? And how serious should these senators take President Trump as far as pretty clear? Do you not read that the same way that he's telling them to pick a lane to get in?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think he's making it very clear that there's a movement out there, which, of course, I don't think there's a person in the U.S. that would doubt where I would be in that. I mean, you know, with the president, with the America, you know, putting America's agenda first and putting American workers and putting everything. I mean, I'm going to be with what the president and all we worked on for years in Congress. I'm very disappointed. Look, Mitch McConnell was a part of that. Mitch McConnell got a lot of judges through. Mitch McConnell, you know, at times. But Mitch McConnell was always, frankly, about Mitch McConnell in the Senate. I've experienced that last year in the Senate race. I think it was very distant. I'm going to be just honest. I'm very disheartened, and I think it was very disingenuous of Mitch McConnell to make what he did after the fact when he had frankly, you don't, in my mind, it's hard to say, well, I just didn't think it was constitutional, so I just voted to acquit, but yet then gave a scathing, you know, speech and an op-ed in which basically he turned and said, you know, I hope he gets, if you just read it in its honest form, I hope he gets charged in court, and I hope the president has to, you know, face time in a courtroom. You don't do that. I mean, I think, you know, you either voted to indict him and say, yes, I thought he should have been impeached. And it's just really hard to see how Mitch McConnell holds those two lanes. People in North Georgia and all over the state of Georgia, all over the country, and I've talked to all of them, they're tired of the work as usual. And whether they're still, you know, want to see the president run again, they want to see everything else, what they did want and what they do want is politicians who are in office to be honest with them. And I think Mitch McConnell tried to play both lanes, if you would. I'll use your terminology. He tried to play both lanes. The problem is there's I'll sort of clean it up a little bit, but it's a line out of Sweet Home Alabama where the dad looked at Reese Witherspoon and said, you know, sweetheart, you can't ride two horses with one butt. And I think that's what Mitch tried to do, and now I think it's backfiring. I think the president rightfully retaliated yesterday. And but my problem is Brian, I'll ask you a question. I'll turn this a little bit. We've got to fix this. We've got to get all Republicans on the same page here. And this is something that I saw happen at the end in January 5th and through December. You know, there has to be a fix here. The president laid out a great vision. We saw a lot of stuff, and now there just can't be this all of a sudden, well, we don't like some of what he did, and we're going to turn and try and do it differently. That's going to be a hard road.
Well, let me say this. Let's move to what little time we have left. Let's move to Georgia. In his statement, he directly goes into Georgia. Many Republicans in Georgia voted Democrat or just didn't vote because of their anguish their inept governor, Brian Kemp, obviously not a fan, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and the Republican Party. It was a complete election disaster in Georgia. Now, let me say to you, and picking up what you said earlier, I have here on my desk, and I'm not going to mention the senator, somebody I really like, state senator, but I have all the Georgia state election reforms that they're trying to pass and work on right now down in Atlanta under the Gold Dome, but none of them deal with the machines. Now, all the absentee ballots and all the chain of custody discussion and all of the discussion on the absentees and so on and so forth, if you fix all that, say you fix all that, we have, in which between the 9th District, which I understand now might be the second most Republican voting district in the United States, but the 9th District and the 14th District in the runoff, about 100,000 stayed home. And we know that. And that wasn't because of absentee ballots. That was because they did not trust the machines they vote on. Now, none of the legislation in Atlanta, and I know you're not down there, but none of the legislation in Atlanta deals with the machines. And second, you headed up the president's team on looking at the election after November 4th. What say you? Is it not time? How do we instill? I'll turn it back to you. How do we instill in Georgia and Americans to go vote? How do we do that in Georgia and bring the Republican Party back together in Georgia, especially here, Doug?
Well, Brian, I would say this, and you look, your question, I think they need to deal with it. If they need to look at machines, they need to look at auditing, they need to look at all that stuff. But my question to you and to the listener here this morning is for the 100,000 people who stayed at home, you let something out there, somebody tell you, somebody talk to you, somebody encourage you to absently not use your greatest privilege you have, one of the greatest privileges you have as an American. Stuff that a member of the Air Force, and I've been in war and through for 200 plus years, you let somebody else talk you out of doing what this Constitution gives you the right to do. And from my perspective right now, I'm very frustrated at this. There were a lot of questions. I mean, there was a lot of questions on absentee ballots and ballot stuffing and things like that. And there was discussion brought up about the machines themselves. But my question is, I firmly believe in my heart of hearts right now, if those people had just showed back up to the ballot box, David Perdue, at least, possibly Kelly Loeffler, would have been in the United States Senate right now, and we would not having to deal with a socialist attack from the left on this. But by staying at home for whatever reason, you don't really have a fight in this anymore. I don't understand why somebody can now gripe about the election results if they didn't vote. Now, you may think your vote didn't count, but it was your vote. And what we have found over time is when those folks voted before, the votes were counted. We saw that. But I'll bring this up. David and Kelly lost. But you know who won, Brian? Bubba McDonald.
Yes.
The voters, the Republican voters showed up. The machines or the absentee ballots, everything. Bubba got the second most votes in that election. I'm going to kick it off for you. Raphael Warnock got the most. Bubba McDonald got the second. Ossoff got third. Perdue, Loeffler, and whoever else was running against McDonald. You can't tell me that Republicans, if they had just showed up, we could have not at least got David over the line. That's the problem I'm having right now. And we can gripe about it all we want. We can talk about the machines. We can talk about everything else. But when it goes back to January 5th, if you did not vote in that election because you let somebody else talk you out of it, I can't help you.
Two quick things and we'll close. The 9th District. I was in a meeting over in Cleveland the other night. I love to go sit in the room in the 9th District. Amazing people in the Republican Party. And I will say this, the chair of White County Republican Party said the other night that we've heard so much, I'm going to use the word complaining, but it came from the people that don't attend the meetings. So people got to get out there and get involved. It's their party. But second, what I'm saying is we got to get, and I sat with those people. I'm going to go to Towns County Thursday night. You know your former district. These people don't have the confidence right now, Congressman, and going to vote. And we've got to figure out how to get that back. And I know what you just said, but we have to somehow turn the tables here in Georgia. And I got one more question before we go.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but it's just going to look. It just takes trust. We're also a little burnt right now. We got beat. Okay, in certain races, I got beat. There's nobody. I mean, look, I'll put up anybody in the world who have more to gripe about than be frustrated than me. I spent a year, got outspent massively, millions of dollars, only lost by 4%. But you've got to move on, and I think that's where we've gotten so used to instant gratification. Brian, how many times have you heard me say this? I have said Republicans and conservatives are like gnats on Red Bull. We can't focus. We've got to get back to focusing on what conservative values, conservative matters, getting people to the polls, and then working on these issues. And we can't get distracted from that for people who, frankly, don't have as much invested as these local folks in White County, and Downs County, and Gilmer County, Union County, Stevens County, all these that I have lived and bled with all these years to fight for conservative values. We got to get back in the game. You can't let other people talk you out of it.
Quick answer so you can get out. Really quick here. Quick answer so you can get out. In 2022, can Republicans win without Donald Trump if they try to turn on Donald Trump?
I don't think in Georgia you can.
Okay.
And I think across the country you'll have the same problem. Remember, we got to get candidates who can win in Republican primaries, Republican conventions, and then actually be able to take that message out and fight against this liberal. We're going to have an advantage because Joe Biden is just frankly so bad, and the House and the Senate have shown their true colors as to what they're wanting to do. So there's going to be plenty to run against. But it goes back to something that we've been talking about now for 15 minutes. It does. We can have the best candidates in the world, but if we got people who won't vote, it's a problem.
Okay. Kevin McCarthy went down to Mar-a-Lago. Lindsey Graham, several in meetings. Have you spoke to the president, Donald Trump? Have you spoke to President Trump recently?
Not real recently, but recently. And as you well know, Brian, I don't talk about those conversations.
Well, I'd ask anyway, and you wouldn't tell me. So you know that. So
Brian, he said, "Hey, Brian, I love your sport and your sister up in
that's all.
The president knows it, baby.
That's all I was waiting for. You know it. So we've not closed the door. We've not closed the door of possibly seeing Doug Collins' name on the ballot in 2022 in Georgia. That door is not closed.
No, it's not closed. But I would also say to your listeners as well, be ready over the next little bit as the sun came up. It's a beautiful sunrise. You're going to hear some more this week on my future plans and some stuff. So I'm not necessarily related to the election, but things that I believe that we need to do. You're going to hear what I'm going to be doing, and I look forward to seeing people. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you coming on and always sharing with our viewers what's happening out there. Thank you. Have a great day.
Take care, Brian. See you. Bye.
All right, folks. Former Congressman Doug Collins has not closed the door, and we're going to unpack that. I'm going to take a brief break, okay? Now, my one concern this morning was, my double chin, right? That's what I heard is President Trump was going to make reference to McConnell's chin, all right, or double chin or triple. And no, come on, folks, really? But that's what the media wants you to believe. So I have a little concern with my double chin. Anyhow, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. Let's take a break. Let's come back and unpack my way what the president said yesterday. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Okay, folks, we are back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. And I feel like, this is what's his name? Was it Bill McAllister? What was the show, right? I forget the show. Remember you used to have the birthday moment, Well, we want to say hello to little Billy out there in Rockaway. Today's little Billy's 9th birthday, right? Remember we used to have it? Because come on, if you're around my age, we grew up with, I didn't quite grow up with Howdy Doody, okay? Well, you grew up with Bozo the Clown, the after school, Bob McAllister show, was it? Come out of New York, right? Every day we watched that when we were little kids, right? The kids show, right? And you always had the birthday moment, right? So anyhow, I don't, So all that being said, I want to say happy birthday to Mike. Mike is a viewer, sends messages, sends information. You are the research department out there. And but that's called the VIP membership. You get the happy birthday shout out. So happy birthday, Mike. Good morning. I want to ask you if you noticed something on the screen. Let's get ready to unpack this. Yesterday is why, and let me look right in the camera and say this to you because we're together. Whoever's out there on the other side. Yesterday is exactly why we do Donald J. Trump. Yesterday is it, okay? What do you see on the screen over my head? Voice of Rural America. That's our new logo. That's the website we're going to launch. I've already talked to Joey Corrente out in Wyoming. I've got a couple other people that are going to be doing videos and live streaming their stuff on our network, fyntv.com, on Voice of Rural America, okay? And I'm taking the show on the road as soon as spring comes. All right? So anyhow, okay. So let's unpack Voice of Rural America, BKP politics. Let's unpack a couple things we heard yesterday from President Trump and former Congressman Doug Collins. Now, if you're in Georgia, okay, Senator, and let's start there, Emily. Okay. We know Joe Biden had a town hall last night. We're going to talk about that, okay? Go ahead and put number 2 up. That's number 1. Put number 2 in there for a minute because we got some social media things getting ready to happen. And you see that right there, Voice of Rural America. When I don't have anything else, and I've not called for any other pictures or anything, Emily, let's put that up right there and have that on the screen there. Leave the other one there. But that's our social media button, okay? We're going to be blasting that out anytime you see us on social media, Voice of Rural America, right there. Love that American flag across. We're a MAGA. We're MAGA all the way here, okay? Make America great again. We got our flag. So anyhow, leave that there anytime. I'm not calling for a picture. So what lane are you in? All right. Now, I said this yesterday. There's the criteria for candidates. And yes, man, I love Donald J. Trump, okay? Because I have said to you, first of all, go to your Republican Party meetings. Because what the president did not do yesterday, okay? He did not say third party. So put up number 5 really quick, and we're going to come off that in just a second, all right? Okay, right here. Save America, President Donald J. Trump, right? He did not say anything about a third party, okay? And we're going to get into that because we've been wondering, what have I told you on a daily basis? Okay, Sam Squatch or whatever it is, or Bigfoot, right? We've been looking for the Donald Trump sighting, okay? And we have it now. We have some bits and pieces of what's going on. Told you, give it time. And I said I think a week ago, immediately after the impeachment is complete, we'll hear from Trump. But what we did not hear in this statement yesterday is a third party. We can read this statement and say, Donald J. Trump, here's what. Are you wondering what Donald J. Trump wants you to do? I got it for you. We're going to unpack this. I know exactly what this man said yesterday to you and I. Okay, and especially he commented on Georgia, so I'm going to break that down for you also. But what Donald J. Trump said to you yesterday was, go to your local Republican Party meeting. You might say, well, I didn't read that anywhere. I tell you what you didn't read. You didn't read a third party. You read primary candidates where necessary and appropriate, right? So we'll unpack that. I went the other night, White County, Georgia. I sat in the room. Great pay. If you want to know what to do, go. Well, my Republican Party is not very welcoming to Donald Trump supporters. I don't give a damn. Go. Go through there. Wear your button. My button says stolen right here. It says stolen. Stand with Trump. Wear your button. Wear your MAGA hat. All right? Wear it. Go to the meeting. Towns County, Georgia, one of the smallest counties in the state of Georgia. Thursday night. Go. Go to your meetings. All right, anyhow. So breaking that down, we're going to break this down. I said, let's go back to number 2. Put that up. All right. We have, okay, this didn't happen. I guess I have to do this because I just have to do this. Where's it at? Give me, because this did not happen. I could have sworn I had this up here. Maybe I don't. The attack on why we lost the presidency, the White House, the House, and the Senate. Okay. Number 40. Give me number 40. Always rotate that back out, Emily, when I'm not calling for a picture. Number 40. It didn't happen. There's an article out there. I think a 60 Minutes producer, somebody's trying to push that Steve Bannon tried to enact the 25th Amendment and say Trump had dementia. It didn't happen, okay? Now, I don't go on here and advocate or promote other shows, all right? You know, I've listened to Rush my whole life. I don't get to on a daily basis. I love the great one, Mark Levin, and I know a lot of you listen to talk radio all day long. Great. You know, whistle while you work. I got it. Steve Bannon in the war room, he's on board, okay? He's on board. He will be looking for anti-Mitch McConnell type candidates, and he will be helping Steve Bannon. Do not believe this is one of the crowbar moments they're trying to. Bannon knew the swamp was in the White House. Bannon left at the right time, but I just want to clear this up. Didn't happen. Steve Bannon did not, and they're trying to push that narrative now. He did not turn on the President of the United States. Go ahead and take that down. Okay, so we now have 3 questions, okay? 3 questions. And the third one's more for a Senate candidate, okay? But we have, do you believe there's a such thing as a deep state? Republicans out there, go to the meeting, ask your candidates. And as many of them say, I call it politispeak, right? If they start the politispeak, cross the name off the list, okay? So do you believe there's such thing as a deep state? Do you believe in the 2020 presidential election that there was voter fraud and, if investigated properly, could have changed the results of the election? Okay? Because, see, I believe there was voter fraud in the election. And I'm going to tell you, the 75% of the Trumpers out there, that not Republicans, when they say Trump has 75, 80% still support in the Republican Party, that support still believes there was fraud. Now, we're not all exactly clear on the fraud. Some of us, a percentage of us, have watched all the witnesses. A percentage of us have listened to all the tapes, the videos. We've made our own decision. God forbid the government finds out we made a decision on our own, right? But we did that. And we feel, if properly investigated, okay? Now, I asked former Congressman Collins this question, and I didn't get the answer. We didn't have time, so I didn't push the door on this one. But if Fulton County, Georgia, the big corruption that night, now that the House, Georgia House and Senate are in session, okay? Now that they're in session, okay, they could do they could demand a forensic audit on the machines in Fulton County, try to instill confidence in there. So the third question, you heard the second one, right? If investigated properly, may have changed the outcome. That's a simple question. And the third question for any Senate candidate, it's kind of like, what lane are you in? Mitch McConnell's or Donald Trump, if elected, it's two-part. What lane are you in? Mitch McConnell's or Donald Trump? If elected, will you support Mitch McConnell for majority leader? If they're going to support Mitch McConnell, if they can't say no, if they tell you that they have to go to Washington and balance, okay, and they have to look at everything. Well, you know, I'm going to go up there. When elected, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to look at everything. I'm going to make a decision based on. No, we've looked at everything for you. We are the voter. We're not asking you to go there and look at everything. We're not asking you to go there and be open-minded. We're not going there and asking you to do what you think is best. We've already looked it over. You understand? We got it. We looked it over for you. We are the voter. We're going to base our vote on if you plan to oust McConnell. Okay? Period. If you're not going on my vote. And the sitting senators that are up for re-election, you have to put pressure on them. Because you're going to hear, and I heard the media this morning, they're pushing the narrative. Where is Ben Sasse? I mean, this guy, what arrogance, this guy. All right. Give me number 23. I have his complete statement. Number 23, Ben Sasse. And in just one term, Sasse says, in just one term, the Republican Party has lost the White House, the House of Representatives, and the Senate. Okay? That hasn't happened since Herbert Hoover got shellacked in 1932. Well, first of all, Ben, you were not around in 1932. You don't understand the shellacking and what really happened in 1932. You don't know all the details with Herbert Hoover, and also we know history, so we won't go into that. But we lost the White House, we lost the House of Representatives, and the Senate. So I'm gonna take another break, but I'm gonna unpack that because we're gonna read every word Trump said. Here is the reason. And we're going to do this, okay? Here is the reason we lost the House of Representatives. Give me number 41. Right there. Pretty simple. That's the reason we lost the House of Representatives. Because these people lied all the way from 2010 to the American people. They lied to the American people. They are solely responsible for why you lost the House of Representatives. Okay? Now, they did everything to try to make Donald Trump a fool. Seriously. These pieces of garbage, okay? Everything. We cannot allow Kevin McCarthy to be Speaker of the House, or we're not advancing. We're not advancing in the direction we should go. We got to get the word to the President of the United States. We're not looking for Kevin McCarthy to be Speaker of the House. Right here. Okay? Now, finally, they voted to repeal Obamacare. Okay? If you think Paul Ryan, the day they voted to repeal Obamacare, did not know, give me number 4, that this jackass, number 4, okay, was going to have John McCain give a thumbs down and make Donald Trump look like a fool. All right? Because Trump had the Rose Garden event. Remember that? I don't want to go too far, but you remember they voted to repeal Obamacare with Paul Ryan. They had the Rose Garden event, and then Mitch McConnell made a fool out of Trump with John McCain voting no. They knew that. They knew that, okay? Paul Ryan and John Boehner never defunded number 2141. Go back there. And look at his wife. I'll talk about his wife in a minute. Never defunded Planned Parenthood, right? So right there, the reason we lost the House. Period. Lost the House. Wasn't Donald J. Trump, okay? We lost the Senate and the White House for multiple reasons, and we will get into that in depth. I will get in depth, okay? Because nothing frosts me any more than Ben Sass saying, not since 1932 have we taken the shellacking and not told the truth why we just took it. Give me number 38. I want to apologize to America for this, okay? Okay? Kelly Loeffler and Brian Kemp stabbed the entire country. When Brian Kemp in Georgia, now let me tell you something. I'm on the enemies list. Oh, yeah. I mean, I have made the enemies list. Brad Raffensperger's and Brian Kemp's, and I know it for a fact. Oh, yeah, I'm on their list. They will do things to try to stop me and destroy me. They will. But I will come back every single day. The only thing that will stop me from coming to this camera is if they arrest my ass and I'm in jail. If they Roger Stone my ass. If they Paul Manafort my ass. If they George Papadopoulos my ass. Whatever it may be. That's the only way. Because no matter what they try to do, say, or put out there on BKP, I'll be here every day to make sure that man and Brad Raffensperger no longer have a place in Georgia politics. Now, my fear is somebody won't step up and run against Kemp. And I'm just, that's my concern. We'll see who does. We need a power name. But right here, if you want to know why we lost the Senate, look at that Senate pick right there. Okay, Kelly Loeffler. I will go in detail. Brian, okay, why did we lose the presidency of the United States of America? Let me give you number 39. Okay? Here is our Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. Brad Raffensperger has an investigation into Donald J. Trump as we speak. He cannot be trusted. You cannot, I do not personally, my opinion, wait for the attorneys to get here any minute. I cannot believe a word that comes out of that damn man's mouth right there. Not a word. I'm just happy to be on his enemies list. Okay? I mean, excuse me, sorry, I shouldn't say this, but I have to. I made the shit list. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. Just sorry. I had to. Won't happen again. Yeah, that's right. So Raffensperger, one of the many reasons why we lost the Senate and the presidency. I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back. And when we come back, I'm going to get focused. and we are going to unpack, okay? I think I have two number 26. Did I do that? Do I have the one that's numbered 26 that has the 7 senators on it? No, the other one. Is there 2 or just 1? Did I send 2 number 26? Because if I didn't, okay. I'm sorry, because I make mistakes from time to time. Okay? Give me, that's Emily telling me I don't have the other 26. Okay, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to ask the question right here. Give me number 48. And I want to say this, okay? Number 48. David Perdue, former senator here in Georgia, one term, lost to John Ossoff. He has, give me 40, is it 49? Give me 49. The Federal Election Commission, Monday, he said, hey, I may run for Senate again. I want to start collecting money. Statement for candidacy. Social media is not jumping on board with this one. I'm telling you, it's real lukewarm. Social media is real lukewarm in Georgia with Perdue saying he might run again. So we'll have to find out what lane he's in, the Mitch McConnell lane or Donald J. Trump. Let's break down this statement. It's going to be good. You're going to enjoy it as soon as we return.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body-style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low-price leader in truck country. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com, voice of rural America. I love it. I love it. Don't say you can't get in touch with us. You can follow us on social media. Now, I have not, okay, I am waiting a couple days, all right? Because as you well know, whoa, I apologize. I want to apologize for missing this text. Ask him who he considers the head of the GOP. I will tell you this. I do think, here's a message you sent me. You can always send me messages. Ask him who he considers the head of the GOP. That message must have been for Congressman Doug Collins, former Congressman Collins. I did ask him, can you win without Donald Trump? You make a decision. He said, at least not in Georgia. So I'm not here to like and dislike people's answers. You judge those answers. I ask the questions. So anyhow, thank you very much. You can always contact me, send me information. Now, tomorrow at 9 a.m., I'm going to Studio A. This is Studio B. I'm going to go to Studio A because I'm going to have in studio with me the 9 o'clock hour. And we'll talk about it in a minute. I'm going to have D.A. King. You've met D.A. We've talked illegal immigration in Georgia. We've talked about Governor Brian Kemp. He has put together some videos with Governor Brian Kemp, pictures. D.A. is going to be with me at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. He may be here for the entire hour at 9. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be a great segment. So we're going to be in Studio A in the morning. So before I left, I told you it doesn't matter. They got to drag me out of here and toss me in jail. I don't care what list I'm on, what they say about me and do. I'm not going to stop because the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, I have been waiting for him to release some things. Now, a couple days ago, and if you're out there, get ready. I call him the Cub fan. If you're new, he's the Cub fan, all right? Our friend Rick on the All-Star Political Panel on Friday, you know Rick and Bruce, they fill in. Rick's from Chi-Town. He's from Chicago, okay? He likes the Bears, and he is the Cub fan. I referred to them years ago as the Cub fan. And the other day when I was taking Mitch McConnell to task for his on-the-floor speech, the Cub fan was texting me all worked up. I mean, he was all worked up, okay? So I look forward to Friday. I'm going to let the Cub fan give you his. But I showed you this 2 days ago. Where's number 75? Okay. Now give me this really quick. Oh, wait a minute. When I say right fast, I'm sorry, man. My dad used to always say, "Go now, run right fast. Go right fast." Damn it, I'm getting to the age I don't go right fast anymore. Give me number 4, okay? Now, you have been waiting, right? How many years for somebody to just say it? Just say it, right? Just say it. And Donald Trump said it. It's out there. It's true. The Cub fan, you should be happy as can be that Trump said it. This is Mitch McConnell's boss, okay? Now give me, I told you, I brought this Peter Schweizer, Secret Empires, all right? Give me, this is the page right here. Give me number 47, I think it is. Yeah, give me number 47, okay? And this is on page 75 of the book, all right? And we'll talk about this in a minute. McConnell and Cho, his wife, from China with profits. Senator Mitch McConnell and his wife, Elaine Cho, benefit from close ties to the Chinese military-industrial complex. Cho's family has reaped large profits thanks to the Chinese government McConnell has become less critical of Beijing as those relationships have blossomed. Okay? Right here in the book, 75, there's a whole chapter on McConnell and the Chinese connection with his wife and the shipping industry with family and friends. So let me just go to that one very quick, and I'll give me number 5. This is the president's statement. Okay. We see where it is. Number 8. This is number 8. I just want to use this one paragraph. Likewise, okay, you have waited. This is what it says here. Likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China because of his family's substantial Chinese business holdings. He does nothing on this tremendous economic and military threat. Absolutely, okay? I have waited. You have waited. So we're going to back up now to number 5. All right? And President Trump released this statement yesterday. It's on the screen there. The Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders like Senator Mitch McConnell at the helm. McConnell's dedication to business as usual, status quo policies, together with his lack of political insight, wisdom, skill, and personality, has rapidly driven him from majority leader to minority leader, and it will only get worse. The Democrats and Chuck Schumer play McConnell like a fiddle. They do. They play him like a fiddle. They've never had it so good, and they want to keep it that way. You know, our America First agenda is a winner, not McConnell's Beltway First agenda or Biden's America Last. So can you see that campaign line? I love it. You have a choice: America First, McConnell's Beltway, or Biden's America's Last. There you go. You can ask your candidates, okay? And he is. So, number 6, this is where we're going to start breaking some things down, okay? Now, why did we lose the White House? It was stolen. Just my opinion, okay? I watched some of Joe Biden's CNN town hall. Why, they smiled with him, and they're just giddy that he plays with the doggies in the yard of the White House, and just what is it like upstairs in the presidential residence of the White House? And oh, normalcy has come back. Holy mackerel. Okay. Number 6, in 2020, I received the most votes of any sitting president in history. Oh, almost 75 million. Every incumbent House Republican won for the first time in decades, and we flipped 15 seats, almost costing Nancy Pelosi her job. Now, okay, when Trump was not on the ballot in 2018, we lost the House to Nancy Pelosi because of Paul Ryan, period, and backstabbing the president. Trump almost brought back the House of Representatives to the Republicans. Okay, facts are what they are. You can say what you can, Ben Sassass. Okay, Republicans won a majority. Okay, we flipped 15 seats, almost costing Nancy the job. Republicans won majorities in at least 59 of 98 partisan legislative chambers, and the Democrats failed to flip a single legislative chamber from red to blue. And in Mitch's Senate, okay, now they want you to believe all these positives happened, but then everybody went against Trump and voted for a guy out of the basement. And in Mitch's Senate, over the last 2 election cycles, excuse me, I have single-handedly saved at least 12 seats, okay? More than 8 in 2020 cycle alone, and then came the Georgia disaster. Before I get there, remember when you see Claire McCaskill in her kitchen in Missouri, okay, on MSNBC instead of the Senate, that was Donald J. Trump, all right? He saved 12, more than 8 in 2020 cycle, and then came the Georgia disaster. So that's where I come in. I know the Georgia disaster. We know that. Let me read this, and then we'll get into the Georgia disaster, okay? Then came the Georgia disaster, where we should have won both U.S. Senate seats, but McConnell matched the Democrats' offer of $2,000 checks with $600. Now, you just don't write a damn check at all. I'm not advocating that we should have sent anybody in America a single check. I don't think we should have sent the checks out. I believe we're at a point in this country where we've got to find out what happens if. What would happen if? Okay? They told us in 2010, if we did not bail out, okay, in 2010, if we did not bail out the Wall Street, the auto manufacturers, you have no idea what would have happened. Okay? Every time something goes wrong in this country, which is it really going wrong or is it by design? Okay? Is it going wrong or by design? So every time something goes by design, the socialist communist by design, the Saul Alinsky by design in this country, why are you and I, the American people, always told you don't really know how bad it is? You don't know. What if we don't do something? You just don't want to try that route. We understand, well, what if we just collapse and grow our way out of it? You don't want to go there. You just don't understand. So anyhow, came the Georgia disaster, where we should have won both U.S. Senate seats, but McConnell matched the 600 with 2,000 stimulus with 600. And how does that work? It became the Democrats' principal advertisement, and the big winner for them, it was McConnell then put himself, number 7, one of the most unpopular politicians in the United States, into the advertisements. Now, I said, when they came up with the 600, you said it also, right? You said, hey, what are you going to get? A set of tires? I mean, $600. What are you doing? You're sending us $600, right? Now, that doesn't go whether I believe you should have got the money or not. Send us. So many Republicans in Georgia voted Democrat, okay? Or just didn't vote because of their angst at their inept governor, Brian Kemp, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and the Republican Party for not doing its job on election integrity during the 2020 presidential race. Folks, that's true. There's not one sentence in there that is not true. Brad Raffensperger, okay? Brad Raffensperger, our Secretary of State, sat down, and that's why we're breaking this down one paragraph at a time, okay? We know why we lost. I know why we lost in Georgia, all right? Give me number, where is that? It should be easy, even without glasses, to find this guy, because I don't like him. It should be easy to find him, but maybe not. So we'll look here really quick. I'll find this smoke. Give me number 39. Really quick for those out there across America, if you don't know, it's in the president's statement. Let me just say to you, I will work every day. I will work nonstop. If you call me at 3 a.m. in the morning and say, if you could be somewhere at 3:45, you can help guarantee Brad Raffensperger will lose the election, I will drag my ass out of bed and I'll be there at 3:45 a.m. Just tell me what I got to do, because I'm not going to stop until this guy goes home and we never see him again in an elected office in Georgia, period. Brad Raffensperger, this guy sat down, okay, and he made a dirty, underhanded deal with the Democrats March of 2020. Stacey Abrams, this guy made a deal with Fair Fight. This guy made a deal with the Democrats. The AJC, folks, don't forget, they wrote the article in March. And what did they say? They put quotes in there from Democrats. Let me just say something to you. Anytime you're a Republican and you make a deal with Democrats and the AJC, the Philadelphia Inquirer, the New York Times, Democrats come out and say kind words about you, you've blown it. Period. They will never, Democrats don't do that. Republicans do. Republicans rush right out and start Democrat ass kissing. They do all the time. Well, they want to work together. There's Jeff Duncan, our lieutenant governor of Georgia, yesterday on CNN with the Wolf Blitz, or day before. He's on there with the Blitz. And what did he say? Oh, we're going to find ways to work with Democrats. Why the hell are you finding ways to work with Democrats? Let me tell you, I mean, this is things to listen to. Listen for this. Anytime a Republican says we're looking for ways that we can work with Democrats now, oh, that needs to scare the hell out of you. That's not your candidate. Oh, well, do you not want to be bipartisan? No. They do not want to be bipartisan. They have no interest in right and wrong. No interest. Democrats have zero interest in doing something that's right for the people. They want to control the people. We are supposed to be the Republicans of not controlling the people. Freedom. We are supposed to be the Republicans that want to give back the freedom that our founding fathers intended for us to have in the Constitution. Democrats know they're going to take your guns. Well, he just gets on there and yells they're going to take your guns. Hell, I got enough Joe Biden stuff to run till 3 o'clock today saying they're going to take your guns. But anyhow, Brad Raffensperger made a deal with the Democrats. It's in Trump's statement. This guy right here on my screen, this guy on my screen is actually written into the impeachment article that Trump just went through. His name, Secretary of State, Georgia. He has an open investigation into the President of the United States. He has caused Fulton County District Attorney to open a criminal investigation. He's assigning investigators. I get more emails saying, oh my God, they're looking at Warnock. Secretary of State is going to investigate Raphael Warnock. Okay, great. He's investigating Raphael Warnock. Wow. When's the last time there was an investigation in a Democrat that turned out that one of them went to damn jail? Removal of office. Where's it at? Show it. Send it to me. Every damn time you send me, and I love you people out there, but every time I pick up my phone and somebody sends me, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is investigating Raphael Warnock in fair fight and voter registration or whatever. I'm like, okay, great. Where's it going to go? Is he going to jail? Is Stacey Abrams all of a sudden going to fill the gap in her teeth? No. When's the last damn time we opened an investigation into anybody and it resulted in Roger stoning them or Paul Manafort or anything? Not a damn one. So I'm with you 100%. I support you, but quit sending me stuff saying he's investigating Raphael Warnock. This is the man that his name and our office in Georgia is in the document, the impeachment document, is this guy here. He's worthless. This man is worthless. He's not a Republican. He's as Republican as Cindy McCain. And his John McCain's fat little daughter, Megan, that's her name. Hell, I'm fat. I can call anybody I want fat. So his fat little daughter, Megan, that's how Republican he is. He is friggin' John Kasich Republican. He's that Republican. Hell, what the hell am I going for here? Oh, anyhow, back to him. All right? Yeah, Brad Raffensperger, he made a deal with the Democrats in March of last year. And then this year, all right, so let's go back. Where was I at? Every time I see the president of the United States is so on target. Now, Brian Kemp, okay? They're going to take me out, folks. I'm going to have to put a GPS tracker on my ass so you'll know where I'm at. They're going to take me out. Brian Kemp, give me number 7, right? It was a complete disaster in Georgia. Brian Kemp, the inept governor, Brian Kemp. Look, Brian Kemp, give me number 50. This is one of my favorite pictures because the caption for me is, this is Trump telling Kemp, you see that bus over there? That's the one I'm going to throw your ass under. You see that one, Brian? That's the one. I'm throwing your ass under that bus. And then while I've got you going here, number 46. This is the day Trump suggested, number 46. Okay. President Trump suggests GOP Rep Collins should run against Georgia Brian Kemp in 2022. Okay. Now, give me number 38. And some of this is just when he says inept governor, I'm breaking down the president's statement. I know exactly. When Trump wrote this yesterday, I got it. I understood it. Well, that could be you're coming across very arrogant. I don't give a rat's. I got it when he sent it out. And I was glad it came out because it's time to get Mitch McConnell out of there. It is time to clean house. It's time to make sure that our candidates know what lane they better be in. It's time to define that President Donald J. Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. You go to your Republican Party meeting and you say, I voted for Donald J. Trump. I would vote for Donald J. Trump again. And I'm here to support a Make America Great Again candidate. Is that you? Because if it is, I'll support you. If not, I'm here to see if I can't get you out of here. All right, so moving right along. This is number 38. I think I'm going to leave some of my Brian Kemp to D.A. King. You don't want to miss it tomorrow. 9 a.m. You want to hear. I'm just going to probably sit back and I'm going to say, D.A. Brian Kemp, have at it. See if I might smoke a cigar. Not on TV. Probably should. But I might give D.A. I might say, hey, Brian Kemp, let him explain. Because you know what? In Georgia, folks, because you're out there. If you're in Pennsylvania, I had somebody on the phone the other day, Pat Toomey. Remember when Pat Toomey in Pennsylvania ran against Rick Santorum? He was the conservative in the race. We almost ousted Santorum until George W. came to town in Philly and did a big rally for Santorum, pulled his ass over the finish line. I study politics every day of my life. I remember these things, okay? So, excuse me. George Bush come to town, that's the W, and he pulled Santorum's ass over the finish line because Santorum was in big trouble. Why was Santorum in big trouble? Because Santorum supported who? Darlin Arlen Specter, who went Democrat. So Santorum was in big trouble. Bush comes, pulls his ass through. But at that time, right, we thought Toomey, because he was the conservative, right? So you got every state out there, Liz Cheney out there in Wyoming. You thought you had a conservative, right? We all got them. Everybody has one of theirs in their backyard. This was ours. We thought Brian Kemp was it. We really did. We didn't think he was going to be the establishment. He had a big truck. He was going to haul off illegals. He was going to, cut firewood with his big chainsaw on the weekends. He was going to slash, dash. He was going to clean up the budget. He was going to look for government waste. I mean, all of this. Now, what is Brian Kemp doing right now? Right now, what is he doing under the Gold Dome in Atlanta? He is giving away as much money and kissing teachers' asses and giving away this and giving away that and fixing this and fixing that so he can be a hero. He's down there. My quote, Brian Kemp is down there giving away our money as we speak. He just gave all the state employees a $1,000 bonus. What the hell? Where's my damn bonus? Right? He took our hardworking, look at the guy on the screen. He took you need to know, America, this guy took our hardworking money that we earned in 2020, that we paid the taxes. Okay? And he gave all state workers a bonus. Well, let me just say this while I'm on this little tangent that I'm on. I love teachers. I do. I got a lot of teachers. I like teachers. Nothing against the teacher. I like teachers. I like the kids, the teachers, the whole 9 yards. Bada bing, bada boom. I like it. I'm not against that. I like law enforcement. I like to call 911 and know somebody comes. I like that. Don't like when they pull me over and say, sir, you know you were doing 85 and a 60. I don't like that. But I like law enforcement. I like law enforcement a lot. All right? I understand we have to have defects workers. I get it. I understand we had to have health and human service workers this past year, the health department. I get it. I'm not against any of that. Okay? I love first responders. I call 911 if I have a heart attack because you never know, right? The way this damn world's going. I want them to come. Save my damn life, please. But let me just say, it's your job. It's your damn job. You signed up for it. It's your job. Okay, well, teachers, we didn't decide to go into the danger zone. Look, you could have had the classrooms open for God knows how long. Don't give me that bull, all right? You could have been operating the school safely, all right? So before I get down that line, we have this whole list of people that we like. See, Kemp is even further trying to separate people. They're picking winners and losers. So this guy, right? Oh, we had you went through so much in 22. We're going to give you a $1,000 bonus. What the hell? Where's mine? Right? Oh, you took my money. You gave it to them. Because let me tell you something. This happened right here in Georgia. What's going on in your damn state? Because let me tell you something, okay? These people didn't miss a day's work. They didn't. They got a paycheck. I know somebody called me one day and said, hey, this county over here, this individual is the head of, maintenance. And they've been sent home to work from home. How the hell do they do the maintenance from home? I got it. For a year, county, city, state, teachers, drawing the paycheck, drawing the check, getting the full funds. They're not in the breadline that you see on TV. They're not in it. They're not worried about paying their mortgage. They're not in it. They're paying their bills. They're getting their check every week. So what do? We give them a $1,000 bonus. What about you? Where's all the $1,000? Hey, Brian Kemp, while I have your attention, I sure hope somebody sends this to your ass. Could somebody get this to Kemp? Because Brian Kemp, let me tell you something. I had a burger over at IHOP the other day. The young lady came and waited on me with a mask, trying to make tips. Place is empty now. Trying to raise her kids, whatever. I don't know. Where's her bonus, huh? Where's her bonus, Kemp? I was over at the big store the other day trying to get stuff. There was a guy checking me out. Where's his bonus? His danger pay, where's it at? Huh, Brian? Where's the waitresses? I don't care what you think. Where's the waitresses, the people, the men and women that own the small businesses that had to lay people off? Where's their bonus, Brian? Huh? What the hell? I'm not going against them, but why the hell did you give him a bonus? So why I'm on this schmuck, okay? This guy fooled us all. He doesn't like me anymore. I wonder why. I wonder if he'll sit down and do an interview with me. I get it. He doesn't like me, okay? So he's down in Atlanta. He's doing everything to buy all the votes. Oh, they're spending money on teachers and they're spending money on this and they're giving you this. You know, here's the other one I like, okay? In the budget this year, you see, we had an enormous amount. We had an enormous amount in Georgia. Why I'm talking about inept. If you think that Donald J. Trump just throws stuff out and he doesn't know what he's talking about, he knows what he's talking about. What did this guy do, right? So let me tell you, private schools in Georgia, enormous enrollment now. Because when the schools are closed and they're not playing sports and they're not in school, parents said, we'll send our kids to private school, right? In Georgia, you get the money. The money follows the student. So let's say your school district loses 10%. Yes, 10% in attendance. That's how much money your school district loses from the state. You get attendance money, okay? Why do you think, while I'm on it, and I'll get off this, why do you think they don't suspend kids and send them home anymore? They don't. What do you think in-school suspension is popular? You know what they'll tell you? Is when your damn little Johnny and Billy, I shouldn't use names, but your damn little boy and girl that should be sent home. Hell, I got suspended. I know how it works. You should be sent home. What do we hear? Well, Dan, that's really just punishing mom and dad because then they can't work. So we do in-school suspension. Bull crap. Let me tell you what in-school suspension is all about. It's all about attendance. Because if your little Johnny and Billy, I'm sorry, Johnny and Billy are not all bad kids, all right? Sorry. But if your little Angel, right, goes to school, even though they send him down to the sweat hog class, if you don't know what that is, call me later. You go down to the sweat hog class and you're sitting down there like the Breakfast Club, right? You're counted in attendance, and your attendance is really high, and you get your state money. Oh, yeah, that's the truth. That's how it works. So right now, what's Governor Kemp doing? He's saying, hey, don't worry. We're going to fully fund you. We're fully funding your attendance numbers. So if you lost attendance, don't get nervous. We're going to fully fund that. So he's down there trying to buy votes right now with the tax money. You know what? Another thing why I got him on the screen, and I'm going to take a break because I'm not finished, okay? Another thing with this guy. You know what he did out there if you're in PA? You know what he did? Let me tell you what this guy did to us, okay? Because anybody out there just thinking that Donald J. Trump in Florida don't like this guy, let me give you another example, right? They promised us that they were going to roll back, okay? They were going to roll back Georgia state income taxes. The red Republicans were going to give us our money back. Oh, they got a bonus this year, right? So 2 years ago, this is a campaign promise, right? We're going to roll back taxes. So the first year, we get 0.25% in state income tax rolled back because they promised it to us. So last year, what did they do to us? They come out and said, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. COVID. Can't afford it. Well, what did the people of Georgia say? We said, okay, we understand. Okay, we understand. You don't have the money, COVID, bada bing, bada boom. We're going to let it slide this year because they promised us every year 0.25% back on our state income taxes, okay? This year, ask somebody in Atlanta where the hell our tax break is. No, they got money to fully fund attendance for schools. No, they got money to give out bonuses, $54 million and $1,000 bonuses. They've got that. How about the private sector, Brian Kemp, that worked our asses off last year to fill the coffers, right? We did that. We filled your coffers. How come our tax break didn't become a priority? You see, that had been for all Georgians, state employee, whatever. So anyhow, I knew every time I see him. So he's got Kelly Loeffler. There's another thing. I want to know, just say, I'd like an investigation because Brian Kemp had some debts. Now I got to be careful with the word fact. You don't know out there on the camera. They're going to stick my ass in jail. One morning you're going to go at 8. Where's BKP? His ass is in jail. Okay? All right? Oh, they're going to try to shoot me. You think the Minions trying to sue Mike Lindell for two? They're going to sue my ass. I don't care. You understand? So Brian Kemp, he's running for office. Bada bing, bada boom, running for office all over, right? He's got some debts. Don't we all? It's not a big deal, right? He's got some debts. He's got some lawsuits. They need settled. Okay? Go look it up. Magically Delicious is not just Lucky Charms. This guy's Lucky Charms gets paid off. Yeah. Why his debts are cleaned up 2-3 days. I mean, I don't know. You can look it up. I mean, don't hold me to that. But his debts are all cleaned up 2-3 days before he takes the oath. Yeah. Takes the oath. Now, we don't know, but the lady sitting next to him, what if? Now, what if? I'm just saying, what if she helped clean up his debts? What if? Maybe not. We need an investigation. Nobody will investigate it. But no, he threw your Senate away. He threw the presidency away. He contributed, just like Donald J. Trump says. Donald J. Trump's not a sore loser in Georgia. We had an inept governor that put his priorities first with this pick for Senate that damaged and ruined everything. People did not go out and vote. Republicans didn't go vote for her. I better take a break. I'll take a break, come back. We're not done. We're not done. Don't go anywhere. I want to play Joe Biden. I want to play a clip from Joe Biden's town hall, so do not go away. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
All right, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. We got a lot to finish up today. We're not done. We're going to finish unpacking. Yes, I do know that Joe Biden is letting thousands of people in this country. He's letting them cross the border. I get it. Okay. Do you believe this, folks? I know it's Politico, all right? I get it. But Joe Biden held a town hall with CNN, and they are gushing out there. They are in laughter. I will show you the pictures. They are so happy this morning with Joe Biden. Number 43, a sense of normalcy, okay? Do you believe that Joe Biden has a 62% approval rating, right? If you believe this morning that Joe Biden's approval rating is 62%, then you believe that 80 million Americans voted for him while he was in a basement. If you believe what is on the screen, then yes, you do believe that more people voted for Joe Biden, this bumbling idiot, than any candidate ever. Barack Obama, any Democrat, any candidate ever in American history, if you believe what you see on the screen right here. So, last night there was a town hall, and Joe Biden's there, and number 10, will there be enough vaccine? I mean, they are cheering this guy. Last night, Anderson Cooper, they do not talk about the murderer in New York, okay? They're not talking about the son of Mario. Right. Mario Cuomo, right? Andrew, which one? Andrew, who is Mario was his dad, right? It's like when we were kids, the son of Sam, this guy is a murderer. Nobody will talk about it. Will there be enough vaccine for all Americans by the end of July? Will there, Joe? Yes. Oh my God. Oh, he's amazing. If Trump would have said this morning, I watched CNN, MSNBC. If Trump would have said there's going to be enough vaccine for all Americans by July, they would be this morning, all the networks fact checking. They would be coming out and telling you how it could not happen. They would have pharmaceutical reps that retired 30 years ago saying it cannot be possible. Okay? They even went as far to say that Joe Biden say there was no vaccine when he got there. Really? Huh. But they're cheering, okay? Here's another one, number 11. Biden set goals for opening K through 8 schools 5 days a week by May. Oh, God. He's amazing. He is absolutely amazing, this man is. Number 12, Biden pushes for $15 federal minimum wage. Here's the quote that was said, okay, and this gets me. Joe Biden said, no one should work 40 hours a week and live in poverty. No one should work 40 hours a week and live in poverty. I get it, Joe. I agree with you. That's why I work 70. That's why I work 70 hours a week, 60, 55 on a short week. What the hell? No one should work 40. I get it, Joe. That's why I work 70. $15 an hour minimum wage. Number 14. Okay. Biden, life in the U.S. will hopefully be back to normal by Christmas. By Christmas. Oh, God. Christmas this year with Trump, it was a super spreader event. We could go get a tree together. Back to normal by Christmas. We can have Blue Ridge Christmas. We can have light up Christmas. We can have big events. We can have Santa Claus. Doesn't have to be behind plexiglass. Oh my God. Who cares? The Chinese are eating our lunch. Okay? I don't even want to go into the Chinese. Afghanistan, Iran said they're going to pull nuclear inspectors if we don't drop. Not in the worldly things, Joe, but we could be back to Christmas by normal. Number 15, Biden takes a more centrist approach to policy at CNN town hall. He's got 50 some executive orders. No questions on that last night. None whatsoever. All of them liberal as can be, lefty as can be. No questions. Okay. Number 16. Did he reassure a jittery America? I know you're jittery out there. Did he reassure you last night? Because I know you're jittery, okay? Now, look at this picture, okay? Now, I'm going to get heat for this. Number 17. Biden tries to bring empathy back to the White House. Biden tries to bring empathy back to the White House. Here's this little girl. Do you have that video? Can you play that video right there?
When do you think this pandemic is, when is it going to be done? When are we going to get back to normal?
Well, all the experts, all the committee that I put together, the leading researchers in the world, in the United States, are on this committee of mine, headed by Dr. Fauci and others. They tell me, be careful.
All right, on that, there's the second one. The bottom one is the second one. So can you slide over to the second one with the little girl? You see the video with the little girl in there? And the mom, can you go to the second video? Because I think that started the first one. Can you put that in there? See if you can put that one in there. If you can, I want to go with that one, okay? If any way possible. Because on that, when I sent you that over, there should have been a list of videos, and I thought that might happen. We able to get that? Let me see if I can see it here.
As we've been talking about, the coronavirus is very real and very scary, and it's especially scary for children who may or may not understand. My children, Layla, 8 here, and my son, Mateo, 7 at home, often ask if they will catch COVID, and if they do, will they die? They are watching as others get the vaccine, and they would like to know, when will kids be able to get the vaccine?
Well, first of all, honey, what's your first name?
Layla.
Layla, beautiful name. First of all, kids don't get the vaccine, get COVID very often. It's unusual for that to happen. They don't. The evidence so far is children aren't the people most likely to get COVID. Number one. Number two, we haven't even done tests yet on children as to whether or not the certain vaccines would work or not work, or what is needed. So you're the safest group of people in the whole world. Number one. Number two, you're not likely to be able to be exposed to something and spread it to mommy or daddy. And it's not likely mommy and daddy are able to spread it to you either. So I wouldn't worry about it, baby, I promise you. But I know it's kind of worrisome. Are you in first grade? Second grade?
Second.
Oh, you're getting old. Second grade. Well, have you been in school, honey?
No.
No. See, that's kind of a scary thing too. You don't get to go to school, you don't get to see your friends. And so what a lot of kids, and big people too, older people, their whole lives have sort of changed like when it used to be. You used to be able to just go outside and play with your friends and get in the school bus and go to school and everything was normal. And now when things change, people get really worried and scared. But don't be scared, honey. Don't be scared. You're going to be fine. And we're going to make sure mommy's fine too.
Wait a minute. Don't be scared, honey. Don't be scared. Well, then, Joe, why the hell did you and the deep state corporate corrupt media scare the hell out of these kids? Why did you allow, Joe, last year for the safest group there is? Okay? You're in the same. Why did you scare the hell out of these kids? Why are these kids not in school, Joe? Why not? Will I die, Mommy? Don't worry, baby. Don't worry. You won't die. Look, the kid needs a bicycle. Get the kid a damn bicycle. Get her outside to ride in the bicycle. I mean, I don't know. You can yell at me if you want, but is that the results of sitting there for the last year, not going outside, not playing 60 minutes a day, not going to school, and sitting there eating Cheetos and watching TV? Yell at me if you want, but what we have done to our children, No, are you in school? No, I'm not in school. You're the safest group. Don't worry. Will I die? She asked me, will I die, Mommy? Yeah, that's what the town hall was like last night. So let me look at this. So go to right here. I have it here. Hold on. Now, number 18. This morning, CNN played the clip with Layla. They played the clip. This is immediately afterwards. The three of them, and she's going, oh, and they're just laughing and saying, wasn't that the sweetest thing? Wasn't that just the sweetest thing? The kids are getting back to normal. It just seems things are getting back to normal. Yeah. Number 22, are you committed to passing a $1.9 trillion go big or go home, baby? Go big or go home. That's what they said. Go big or go home. One more thing, and we're going to take a break. We're going to come back at 10 o'clock. We're going to finish unpacking the president's letter yesterday or statement. But this right here, Biden's, give me number 33, Biden's more inclusive immigration terms. Yes, he is signing an executive order so that we will have more inclusive, immigration terms. The Biden administration, let's see if I can do this. Fine print here. The Biden administration is urging officials to use more inclusive terms for immigrants, including replacing the word alien and non-citizen. Okay? Why it matters. The Trump administration referred to unauthorized immigrants as illegal aliens and described border crossings as an invasion. The new terms point to President Biden's more welcoming. Come on over. What do you got? COVID? What do you got? Methamphetamines? What do you got? Oxycontin? What do you got? Fentanyl? Bring it on over. COVID? Bring it all. Why it matters. Invasion. According to an email sent Tuesday to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services officials reviewed by Axios, acting director Terry Renaud, is that what it is? Recently signed a memo encouraging more inclusive language in the agency's outreach. Yeah, in the outreach. Can't be saying illegal. The status cannot be alien. Okay, can't do that. Can't be a legal alien. All right. This is not offensive, and neither is assimilation. All right. The former Trump administration official working said it's more inclusive. They're working on more inclusive language. I'm trying to put it here together. Yes. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about this. We're talking about, you see this is an example of a driver's license, number 36. Okay. Now, your states out there, I don't know what you're doing, but this is something we're working on, and I will get the bill number for you. In fact, we will talk about this bill tomorrow with D.A. King at 9 a.m. But right now, you see where that says limited term driver's license? Okay? That is the issue, and that's what it says at the top. But it just says limited term driver's license. It does not tell poll workers in election offices that this is not an official identification. They're not aware of that when they see that. You see, this is what Georgia puts on the top of a driver's license, okay? All right. For people that are here working from other countries, you got a green card, illegals, okay? Illegals that are working here, anybody illegal gets a driver's license, that's what it says. We're trying to get the driver's license. There's a bill, and we will have that tomorrow. We will talk about that. Number 3, we want the driver's license to look like this instead of that right there to help stop voter fraud in Georgia. Bearer, not a U.S. citizen, not voter ID. This is not voter ID. That's what we want the new driver's license to look like when we get done in Georgia. What say you, some of yours? I got to come back. I want to finish up unpacking what the president said yesterday, and we'll run through that quickly because I can't stay all the way to 11, about 10:30. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia is truck country, and nobody discounts Chevy trucks like Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Now save $8,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save $5,700 on the all-new body style Equinox. Every Chevy truck and SUV discounted big. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the low price leader in truck country.
Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. You know those high school buddies that you're friends with on Facebook, and you're friends with them because, you know, you went to school together back when you was 18 and 17, 16 years old, whatever. But they turned out to be real liberal. So I probably lost a Facebook friend because I was scrolling through. I always scroll through the break and see if there's anything that's come up that I need to address. It's funny, somebody posted, go to CNN now, the president's on. Go to the president's on CNN now. And I typed in who, Donald Trump, and they're probably gonna kick me out of their friends list. Okay, let's go to number 7. Let's wrap this up because I'm going to talk about a couple people, a couple things. We'll get it quick, done, and over with. So there's how you get in touch with me. Number 7. Okay, it was a complete disaster in Georgia and certain other swing states. McConnell did nothing and will never do what needs to be done in order to secure fair and just electoral system in the future. He doesn't have what it takes, never did, never will. It's exactly true. Never had it, never will, McConnell. Number 8, my only regret, President Trump, might not be your only regret. My only regret is that McConnell, the beggar, for my strong support and endorsement before the great people of Kentucky in 2020 election. And I gave it to him. He went from 1 point down to 20 points up and won. How quickly he forgets. Without my endorsement, McConnell would have lost and lost badly. Now his numbers are lower than ever before. He is destroying the Republican side of the Senate, and in so doing, seriously hurting our country. Okay. Likewise, McConnell, there's a reason why I'm doing the whole thing, and you want to stay till I finish. Likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China. We talked about that earlier because his family's substantial Chinese business holdings. He does nothing on the tremendous economic and military threat. Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack. And if Republican senators are going to stay with him, now we're going to drill down. If Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again. As I said with Congressman Doug Collins this morning, what lane are you going to be in? They will not win again. He will never do what needs to be done or what is right for our country where necessary and appropriate. I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again and our policy of America first. We want brilliant, strong, thoughtful, compassionate leadership. Number 9, prior to the pandemic, we produced the greatest economy and jobs numbers in the history of the country, and likewise, our economic recovery after COVID was the best in the world. We cut taxes and regulations, rebuilt our military, took care of our vets, became energy independent, built a wall, and stopped the massive inflow of illegals into the country. So much more. And now illegals are pouring in, pipelines are being stopped, taxes are going to go up, and we will no longer be energy independent. This is a big moment for our country, and we cannot let it pass by using the third-rate leaders to dictate our future. Okay? Now, the reason we did the whole thing this morning, if you've been here all the way, we've done it all. Okay? Every bit of it. the big takeaway is he didn't tell you to leave the Republican Party. Okay? I know you've been waiting for the Patriot Party, but the President of the United States, go ahead and take that down, did not tell you to leave the Republican Party. He said where it's needed, appropriate, necessary, we will start putting primary challengers in place, right? But no, he didn't say leave the Republican Party. And I just want to be clear on that. He didn't. You've been wondering. So what does that mean? What I tell you every day. Get to your local Republican Party meeting. Well, they don't like people like me. I don't care. Go. Go. So what lane 48, let me give you really quick. If David Perdue decides to run again for Senate, and he's indicated he wants to, what lane will he be in? Mitch McConnell's or Donald Trump? What were you? 52. Here's a couple senators we'll look at. Now we know Romney, what lane he's in. Will we find somebody to primary him? Richard Burr, he's retiring. Cassidy, Collins, Murkowski, Ben Sass, Pat Toomey. We will not stop until we get rid of, okay? And I mean get rid of Mitch McConnell for majority leader, okay? Number 45, let's go through this really quick. They're excited over there. Sass. GOP needs to persuade voters that the party has a 2030 vision, not a 20-minute Twitter agenda. Okay? 44, here's the group they assembled this morning on Morning Joe. And we're going to start running through our closing for the day. Number 31, will Trump-McConnell feud hurt the party? Okay. Number 29, Trump declares war on McConnell, vows to back mega challengers against GOP. We talked about the shellacking that Ben Sass said happened. Just want to make sure I haven't missed anything this morning that we need to cover. We've done all that. We've done all that. We always want to ask every day, why can't we find out who murdered this lady, number 51? And folks, we know that's Ashley Babbitt, dead. Is that her name? Dead on the floor of the Capitol, murdered inside. Who did it? Will they stand charges? What reason did they have to shoot her? Did she have her weapon drawn? What's the deal? So, folks, we're going to be back tomorrow morning. I'm only going to 10:15. We're going to be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. All right. We're going to have D.A. King with us. He's going to be with us at 9. We got a full show tomorrow in Studio A. And I'm pretty happy with the outcome of today's show. I know there's a lot of things we did not cover that's going on out there. Let me just see here. I had something up a minute ago. Here just to make sure there's not the one thing I didn't get to. So much I couldn't get to this morning, but I got to go because I got something I got to do earlier today. So we only got to 10:15. Thank you for being with us. And don't forget, Voice of Rural America. We're launching that website Monday. There you go. And we will have the Doug Collins interview up on our YouTube channel and on FetcherNews.com. I think that's it. That's all I'm going for. I'm not pushing the envelope. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Emily, we're out of here.